we heard about this opportunity a while back, around January and stuff, and we just jumped all over it. It was me and Jennifer Stewart, professor of informatics, and Clint Cook, he's our 3D professor, and Tony Fiola, my dean, and the whole office staff. Everybody just jumped on it because we at informatics are trying to really upgrade our gaming skills. We really see that gaming is the future, as I say, a tagline for everybody else. But we've got a heck of a lot of great kids there. Spend all day. I got kids that come in the morning and leave at night. They do nothing but make games. And we've been seeing where, like with the Health Games and Health Games Initiative and all this stuff, that we really need to get our feet continually wet. We just did a project last year for Vectra, the energy company, where we literally turned the school into a game house, where we had like a dozen students and half a dozen professors, and everybody come together to make these educational games. And then we saw this. I had to jump all over it. And then also the other thing for me personally is my own personal art. My game design revolves around creatures, aliens. I see enough humans every day. I see enough humans. I want to see something different. And the other thing is I teach Spore in my classes. I do an intro to video game class. And before we touch Flash or 3D or anything like that, I get them onto Spore. Because Spore has just been, oh thank God, I waited 6 years for that thing, has been perfect in letting kids that don't feel that they can create or feel that they can draw or anything, they actually create something real. And so what they do is they create creatures, and then they have to have a story for it. They have to have, the history, the biology, mating habits, religions, what they drink, all this stuff like that. And then we try, they don't have to, but we see if someone want to take that on into their game experience and actually take these creatures and make a full game out of it. And it's like, why do you put a horn on it? It can just be a game mechanic. It's aesthetically pleasing, it's creative, you create it yourself, and then in the game it does something effective. So yeah, so what's brought me out here is I unbelievably won the Spore grant for our game, Creatures Classified. We were going to use the Spore galactic creator to actually make it so, because we want to teach like 5th and 6th graders how to classify creatures. You see a duck, you see, okay, it's an avian. Why? It has feathers, it has webbed feet, it has this, it has that. What species is it? What phylum? What kingdom? What order? And then so we want to kind of say, if you explore the galaxy, and then you can see these creatures and you walk away with knowing, if I see something, I know where to put it. Well, first off, I'd say it's engaging, but in the classroom too, to a certain degree, because what we're going to do at school in informatics is we're going to try and create a class and have myself and have some select students and have some other professors, everybody work together as a collaborative environment. So the fact that we can actually become mini experts in all this ourselves and create this game experience, we're going to help the game mechanic kids, the game design kids, actually get their hands on, and the professors too, to continue that game house experience, and then to be able to present it to kids to be engaged. Because, as you've been hearing all over the place, it's very difficult to get the kids to be engaged. And the one thing that gets kids engaged is the games. Seriously, I can't get a hold of kids on webmail or on course, and like that, but I put on Facebook that the whole class is failing. Hey, guess what? I get all the assignments the next day. And it's just, like I see my nieces and my nephews and my cousins, I have a lot of, my family has a big family, all these little kids in my life, they are really engaged with the gaming. And all the kids that come to my class, all the kids that come through the system, how'd you get here? Well, I did RPG Maker, I did the Unreal Tournament engine, I did this, I did that, I did all these things, and one thing is they're all game related. The thing is, it's like, you got kids that'll do something in class, and they give up, and they get depressed, and they get angry, and they get upset, punch a wall, that sort of thing. But then you watch the same kids try to jump over a simple pit 20 times, and they go, I almost got it. If I do this, and do that, and do this, and do that, it promotes. It just takes failure out of the equation. It just says, okay, you can get this, but you're going to have to keep trying over and over and over again. And that's something that I don't think we're going to get out of our system as humans. We're going to have to try 1,000 times to get one thing to work. And that's one thing, and that's the other thing, because a lot of kids today, God forbid, they really think that they can get things instantly. They go online, they get news instantly. So they think they can sit down, program a game instantly. They can't do that, but games are teaching them it is about balance, it is about continually trying, it is constantly working and starting over and working, because you're almost there. You're just almost there. And so games help promote a sense of risk. Games really let you, because you wouldn't jump over a pit in real life. Classroom learning is kind of like jumping over a pit in real life. You wouldn't do it, but games allow you to kind of separate and kind of realize, well, it's a fantasy world, and if I keep doing this and doing that, and that's why people become so good. Well, if you hit the A button and you run like this and you jump at this exact moment, which is, God knows how much trigonometry is back in that, you know what I mean, then they can figure it out, and they can innately put that in the system. They don't even know they're learning. That's my own thing with it, is because like when I was doing Vector, and it's like we can't tell them we're educating them. We have to sneak in the education. People want to do edutational games. It's like, you know, you have so much fun, but you sneak it in, you fill it up with education stuff, then you get the best of both worlds. There's absolutely no question. I mean, we have to harness this now. I mean, it's like when I see the kids in my class that get coming at 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. We got to harness that. It's like we've got to figure out how and where all this is going, because it's like a tattered sail. All this wind is escaping. We've got to harness the darn thing, and we got to see where it goes, because the kids are learning, but it's kind of this chaotic, nebulous, all over learning. So if we could kind of channel it a little bit, I don't want to take away. You know, it's wonderful in the chaos. I don't want to take away the energy of it. You know, if we could just kind of redirect it in certain areas, then we could see where the heck this is going to go. Because just like they said in there, you know, our brains are developing all this new information, and we've got to figure out what to do with it.